Hi everyone, Alba here. This is going to be my solo walkthrough and guide to the level 12 heroic quest, the Cursed Crypt, on the elite difficulty. Enjoy. Hi everyone, Warjack here. Before I step into the quest, I'm going to make myself a lesser petrify rune. This will allow me to turn enemies into stone. This is a very useful item. You don't have to have this, but will make your life much easier if you can. Okay, finally I'm going to step into the quest. The quest giver is the one closest to the exit. It's kind of hinting to you that this is going to be the last quest in the series of Necropolis 1, 2, and 3. Anyways, we head out to the third cluster of quests, and it's going to be the one in the center. As usual, the 4 are around the center quest, and the final quest is the center one. Anyways, we're going to step in on elite difficulty. First thing you should know about this quest is it has a timer on it. You must complete it under an hour. That seems like a lot of time, but there's certain elements in this quest who can waste your time, and you should be just aware of it.
A survivor of the Silver Flames assault lies crumpled at the far door.
This quest is very annoying because there are this thing called Silver Flame warriors that are mind controlled, and if you kill 5 of them, you fail the quest. Now the trouble is, they try to attack you. So the entire quest is A, on a timer, B, you have mind controlled Silver Flame agents that you cannot kill, and if you kill they fail. If you take your time trying not to kill them, well, you'll fail because of the time. So if you have a caster who can use damaging spells to target your specific target you want to hit, it makes life much easier. This is the gimmick over here of this quest, is these specters. They go ahead and they open things for you. And our first goal is going to be releasing the specters from this locked cage. I need to go find a jeweled key that will release them. Here you can see the specter. He's going to be able to go through a locked gate, and he'll pull a switch at the end. Anyways, I need to release the rest of the specters so I can get into the rooms I need to. Here they've got a secret shrine. I'll just leave it for later. Anyways, as I was saying before, if you have a caster, this is probably easier. Also, maybe a ranged character is easier. But doing this as a melee who focuses on cleave attacks, this is probably the worst setup. So, you'll see soon my technique for doing this. Basically what I'm saying is if you can do this as a melee, you should be able to do it as any other class. Here's another gimmick of this quest. You have these black bone guards. You need to kill them to open up the way. There's like 5 of them in this quest. Killing this one just opens up the hallway. Here, this like spike on the floor is pointing in the direction that it just opened. Anytime you see someone in the hallway who's not a skeleton, you should check out the name tag. If it says something with Maldetto, that's the name of the boss over here, the vampire, so you can kill him no problem. If it says anything with Silver Flame, do not kill it.
A specter's voice tickles your ear. These are mystery monsters.
Now the key, the jeweled key that we need, is located in one of these rooms. When you start the map, you enter into this big hall. You can go left or right. Both directions will end up in a big room like this, full of small rooms. One of them will have the key. It's random and you'll have to search for finding it. Now when you search, you're always risking the fact you'll run into one of these Silver Flame warriors. So here's my technique for opening up the gates. I open it, and then I can peek around the corner before them seeing me. Now I see the Silver Flame guy. I'm going to draw him first out of the room. Then I'm going to turn him to stone using my flash or the petrify stones. Anyways, I clean out the room and I'm gonna run to the other side of this big hall. If you run far away enough from him, pull a white dot and go back to his spawning location. Anyways, again, you stand off to the side and then you can use the camera to look around the corner and check out the room before you step in. Here, I'm just going to step into this room. It should be just enough. Yeah, just white dotted and see he's running back to his room. Anyways, this is the method. I'm going to keep on going, standing off to the side and just using the camera angle to look in. Now you see this silver flame guys laying on a bed. He has no red bar above him. He's an NPC. You need to rescue these guys, but they won't attack you, so you don't have to worry about them. I'm just going down the hallway in zigzag, doing the rooms on both sides at the same time. There's two silver flame guys in here, I'm not going in. I think you missed a collectible. Yeah, right, I'm not falling for that trick again. This is like the third or fourth time I'm doing this quest, and every time I fail because I accidentally kill one of those guys. I think I can live without that collectible. I'll be fine. Anyways, here we've got the Jeweled Key.
With this key, you can open the specters prison.
If you want to play this safe, once you've got the Jeweled Key, just get out of here and go and open up the gate for the specters. You don't have to deal with all the rest, but of course I'm trying to go for a full run and show off all the different rooms and everything, so. Also, I need to rescue all those silver flame guys because it's part of the quest objective. Yep, this is it. This is the final room. You can get out of the side. We're done over here. And now that we've got the jeweled key, we can go back and open up that cage and release the specters. They will open up the way to the Maldetto fight. You're going to be seeing in a minute. Maldetto is the name of the vampire, the quest boss. Forgot about this guy. There's actually 6 of these black bone skeletons. So you can see I just released a whole bunch of these guys. Now they're gonna go and open up the way for me. Now, this quest isn't symmetrical, but it has like a similar theme on both sides. So each one of the sides has a big room with a bunch of little rooms coming out, a big hallway room, or big hall with little rooms coming off of it. And also there's a blue barrier that you can access. Maldetto, here you can see, I get close to the barrier, one of these specters comes out and says, get closer, and he'll basically let me go through that barrier. Before I wouldn't be able to go through the barrier. I'm just cleaning out the rest of the side rooms and stuff. The only place you run into the silver flame guys are on the bottom floor, on the 2 far sides, where you have big halls with little rooms. They're located either inside of the little rooms or I think sometimes in the hallway itself also. I don't remember. Anyways, here we're going to face the boss for the first time. He has 2 clones, one on each side of the map, left and right, and once you defeat him, you'll be able to go upstairs. Now inside this room he has 4 silver flame warriors and he's mind controlling them. Once you defeat the clone, they get out of his control and you can no longer damage them. The problem is during the fight they continuously attack you and you're inevitably going to hit them, and if you kill them you fail the quest. Now, you have a little bit of a leeway. There's a total of 5, and there's only 4 in each encounter. I mean, if you do really good on the first 2 encounters, the final boss encounter, you'll be able to just go and attack them, and even if you kill them, you won't fail the quest. Anyways, here's my method. There's a ranged, there's a caster, there's a melee, and there's a paladin. Now, I'm going to take the melee and try to turn him into stone. That should get him off my back for a little bit. The paladin has freedom of movement, you can't turn him to stone. The caster and the range will stay away from me as long as I stay away from them, so I don't have to worry about hitting them in melee. Now finally, I'm going to make sure that the paladin is always standing exactly behind me. And that means that when I swing, I don't hit him, even if I use cleave. Second thing to notice, every time Maldetto turns, he phases and shows up behind and goes off the map for a second. When he comes back, he always comes back behind me. So to fool him, every time he disappears, I'm going to turn around, face the paladin and the fighter now, so that when he spawns behind me, and then I can turn quickly around, and that will leave me between him and the other 2 mobs. Basically, that's how I keep on damaging him. I'm basically tricking the AI and making sure that he's on the other side of me. Anyways, I get myself sandwiched between the vampire and the other 2. The other Silver Flame warriors, who I don't want to hit. Anyways, you'll see it again on the other side. Anyways, we're done with this side, we're gonna have to head to the other side of the map. First, I'm gonna go here and stop and use the shrine that I opened up.
This small hidden alcove feels like a safe.
Anyways, if you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Helps me out a lot. And thank you. To get to the other side, we have to cross back through the central hall. Every time you cross through the central hall, it spawns monsters. If you're going for conquest, you'll have to run back and forth through the central hall a whole bunch of times and make sure you spawn enough monsters for conquest. I'm not going to bother with that. My goal is to get everything on the checklist on the side. If I do that, mission accomplished as far as I'm concerned. Getting conquest is nice, but in this case it might take a long time. And this quest is timed already, so don't have to overdo it. When you step into the quest, you'll be facing with this big door. As you can see, it has these skulls, and there's a big one on the top. The skulls represent Maldetto, so clearing the 2 bottom fights will open up that big door and allow me to go to the top floor. Face off against Maldetto, the actual one, not his clones. Anyways, here we go again. This is another one of these hallways, big rooms, and we have to go through these little small rooms one by one if we're looking for the key. Now we already found it, so we don't need to, and we're just gonna go down the next hallway, the exit. You can see on the map, it gives you a hint. If it's a small dead end, like that will indicate it's a room, and if you can see a hallway coming off, then you'll know it's the way. Anyways, again, here we've got one of these black bone skeletons to open up the way for us. All we need from this side of the map really is to go and face off against a clone. Now, we don't really need to clean out the rooms, but there's some silver flame guys we need to heal or release or whatever it is, so we'll have to go through it. Anyways, I've already released the specters, so I guess I'm ready to go into this room. Keep in mind that he debuffs you, the vampire. Maldetto debuffs you, but for what it's worth, protection from evil should save you from command. I don't know what about greater command, but laying on the floor isn't fun. Again, I'm going to trigger the fight. I'm going to wait for the two melees, that is the fighter and the paladin, to face me. I'm going to stone the fighter and make sure the paladin's standing right behind me before I start hitting anything. There we go. Now I can start clearing out. As soon as he disappears, he's going to spawn behind me. Luckily there's no room behind me, so he's going to run in front of me. I'm surrounded with wolves. There again, I trick him by turning towards his direction, so he spawns behind me. I'm not satisfied with him being between me and the boss. This looks good. Yeah, and that's it. As soon as they're dead, I can clear out the rest of the wolves. Anyways, this is the Alburn method of trying to not hit something in cleave with cleave damage. This is actually the same method when I was running the solo run of the Tower of Despair. I wanted to kill Sulamantis before killing the main boss, so I had to use that, so preventing myself from accidentally hitting the main boss. Anyway, it's a useful technique when you're forced to use cleave and melee. I guess you can call it the Albar method to anti-cleave. Basically, anytime you don't want to hit something using your cleave attack, make sure it's exactly behind you. Or not exactly, but a little bit off to the side. You shouldn't hit him. Should be good enough. There's some random loot in one of the rooms. Anyways, that was that. Saved all the 5 silver flame guys that needed to be saved.
To assault the Black Mausoleum.
Here also at the end of this hallway there's a shrine. This one's already opened, you don't have to find a secret door for it. Again, if you don't mind hitting like or subscribing if you didn't, I'd appreciate it very much. There's one annoying aspect about this quest that isn't obvious, is that the Necropolis chains 1, 2, and 3, you must flag all 4 quests before doing the final quest. And the final quest usually gives a lot of XP, and to prevent players from just farming it, you must re-flag by doing all 4 quests again. Now, Necropolis 3 is notorious for being extremely annoying in its quests. Tomb of the Forbidden, for instance, or Tomb of the Tormented, even more. So running them can be a problem, and reflagging can be a long process. Basically this means is I only have one shot at doing this quest. I'm trying to make a video, and if it doesn't come out as I want, I either have to recall and reset before completing the quest, or basically I'll wait until after I TR and do it again. Anyways, I've been working on this quest for a long time, so this is definitely a pet peeve of mine. I don't really like this quest, and honestly I think most people don't, for similar reasons. It's pretty hard to find a group for this quest. I mean, if you open up a group, I'm sure people will join, because to enter you don't actually have to be flagged. You can red window it, but if you're hoping that somebody else will open a group, it's very rare to ever see somebody running this quest. Anyways, from this room, there's two side rooms. Both of them lead to the same big upstairs hall. They just go to the same place. You can go through either side. Just for the fun of it, I'm going to them both. Anyways, on the upstairs, we have to open up this barrier. Now, you can see over here it's got 3 lit skulls, and they make this black barrier so you can't go down. So we're gonna have to get rid of those black bone skeletons, guards, or whatever they're called, so we can get through. This floor also has trap floors that break away. You can fall through. Now you can jump over them if you have a long jump. Some of them, the ones that are essential, they only half break. That means only half of the floor breaks. So even if you fall down, you can come back and continue. It doesn't like fail the quest for you. But this one, for the chest, completely falls away. Anyways, you can always see a hint on the map. When you see the upper floor and the bottom floor crossing, you know that that part of the floor can break away. Here, for instance, you can see we're crossing over the bottom floor. That's a hint or indication. If you don't disable this, part of this floor will break. Falling through the floor over there isn't a big deal. You just land on the bottom floor and you'll have to run back up.
Narrow bone walkways weave through tainted green mist.
Seeing as you're stressed for time, it's not optimal.
Opposite side.
Here, the specters can walk across this green floor, but you can't. If you step on it, you'll fall to the lower floor. Falling over here is not optimal at all. Not only does it waste time running back up, but also you can fall into the acid in the floor in the floor below. You can't disable these traps. I'll show you how you can get through it. You run up against the wall and jump. Should be able to get past the trap without taking any damage. Approaching this altar will spawn you the black bone skeleton, and once you kill him, we'll lower this force barrier, energy barrier, whatever. You have to click the altar. That disables one of those lit skulls.
First skull is silent.
From here you can see the bottom floor. This is where we faced off Maldetto the first time, the first clone. The area surrounding the little small area we're fighting on is full of acid. Basically, don't fall in. Anyways, here we just fought a bit above this room on the far left. That was where we fought against the first Maldetto clone.
High above the entrance hall, the green mist.
Here we've got another one of these rooms.
Bone walkway.
Here there's a little bit of a different gimmick.
Altar burns.
You'll see in just a minute. Wow, that was close. Okay, the way over there is locked off, and it has these two switches. They both reset after you pull them, so you have to be quick about it. To do that, we're going to cut corners. Cut corners means we're going to jump over a little bit. So save us just the amount of time we need to get into the room. Here I'm going to do a little bit risky and jump off this corner. Should make it no problem. And there we are, we're in. As you can see, the gate's close. It's meant to be done with a few players. 2 players pulling both switches and somebody going in, but it's easy enough to do by yourself. If you're doing this with a hireling, of course, you can pull one, you can pull the other one, and then run.
The second skull falls dark with the extinguishing.
Also, it'll take a second before these gates reopen, even after you pull the switch and take care of the altar. Okay, this room is right above the entrance room. You can see downstairs over there. Yeah, right above the big entrance hall. In general, when you do this quest, I recommend always going left and then right. If you go left first, they'll bring you first to that first room with the specters that you first have to talk to them, or you get close and then they release themselves and open the way for you. If you go right, you'll be stuck. Anyways, go left, then right. And I do the same thing on the top floor, not that it makes any difference though. Again, over here, there's a floor that breaks. You can see on the map it crosses over where the other shrine is. Again, that's the hint to where the floor is going to break. And if it breaks, you land, well, I guess next to the shrine. It's only a big deal because it wastes time and you're short on time when it comes to doing this quest.
The west altar lies at the far end of this room. A half-dozen statuesque heads watch your every move.
This side is very similar to the first one we did, but instead of having 2 sets of traps, it has one force trap and the second trap being the room itself. That is, once you get into this room, technically speaking, you should be trapped. And the only way to get out of this room is by jumping down and walking around. Well, that's what the game is trying to make you do. You'll see in a minute. Anyways, that was the third altar. Now the way's open. Here, I'll show you what I mean. First of all, we're above the second Maldetto fight, the one on the far right. Here you can see we had to jump down into this room. So basically, you're not supposed to get back up, but you stand over here in the corner, you can climb up and save a lot of time instead of jumping down and running all the way around. If you're doing this for the first time and you don't have a trapper and you keep on falling every time the floor breaks, this can be really annoying and time consuming. And I definitely understand people who hate this quest. Anyways, way's open. Now we're going to face off the final fight. As I mentioned before, since I haven't killed any Silver Flame warriors yet, the final fight has 4, and you're allowed up to 5. So, technically speaking, I could just jump down in, kill them all, and kill the boss, and it should be easy. But if I don't kill any, supposedly, I should be getting a extra chest, and that has the name loot of this quest. Basically, since it's very hard to do, and rarely anybody does it, the named loot from this quest is extremely rare. Anyways, this final fight can be seriously intense. Fighting the boss is much tougher this time. And there's a lot of trash. As always, I'm going to try to get the fighter and paladin to be behind me before I start hitting anything. Here I'm focusing on clearing out the trash because it's going to drive me crazy later. Again, every time he disappears, I turn around so that when he spawns, he should spawn behind me, leaving the paladin and the warrior behind me so I can face only him. Doesn't always work, but it usually works. And it's the best I've got. This fight is kind of intense and I need a lot of healing that I don't really have, and it's making it extremely stressful. Again, the biggest problem with this quest is that going slow is usually not an option. Not only that timer, but every fight like this, they drain you on your health and your healing and everything. I've wiped before in this room, doing the whole quest, getting to just this point, and then failing. So, this is very stressful. Also, both the paladin and the fighter, or all the silver flame guys, are really annoying when it comes to the damage that they put out, but they're extremely squishy, so 2 or 3 hits from me max and they'll be dead. So I really need to be careful. I always make sure I bring myself blindness removal potions. Whoops. I was so close. Well, there goes my dream of getting a perfect run, but at least it releases me from the obligation of not killing anything now. I guess I can kill him and finish. Oh well. I'm not going to try to re-record this again. I'll tell you what though, if I ever successfully get a perfect run, I'll make a short pickup video just to end fight, so I can show that elusive chest that apparently spawns. Also, don't forget to click on the altar if you want to update your trinket. That is the nugget, the silver flame nugget or emerald claw nugget, whichever one you got. Yeah, and that's it. That's this quest. Pretty intense. I think the more I complete it, the less I hate it. That's definitely one of the more annoying quests. Anyways, yeah. If you've benefited from this guide, or if you've enjoyed this walkthrough, I'd appreciate it if you would hit like and subscribe. Thank you. Anyways, you can go check out some of my other videos. I've done some of the Necropolis flagging quests, especially the most annoying ones. Showed how to do solo runs of Shadow Lord, and also I've showed how to do Tomb of the Forbidden, and the other quests that are very annoying. So if you want to check them out, you can go see you over there. Bye. Oh, one last thing. If you want to check out any of my pickup videos, you can just click my playlists. I have a playlist of pickup videos, or short videos that are not published for everyone to see automatically, but they contain some really interesting stuff, so you might want to check them out. Anyways, bye.